2 homes in one, plus a beautiful pool. Great Shelby County neighborhood. Colleen and David Black, Keller Williams Realty, 356-5412. Call on Colleen.
I'm James Spann. This is the morning edition of the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Wednesday, the 6th day of May. And looks like an active convective day. Even as we speak, we've got some big storms in progress over parts of North Alabama. Let's go to some of the Skycam shots around the network this morning. First off, the view coming from Decatur, where rain is pouring up there. Big-time rains up in the Tennessee Valley in spots this morning. In fact, they are still under a flash flood watch. There's the Huntsville Skycam. That is Memorial Parkway down below. Rain is falling there. So far, Birmingham not getting much rain this morning, but don't worry. We'll have our fair share later today. Here's the water vapor satellite imagery. You can see the shortwave trough kicking off the big storms. In fact, we've got convection all the way back to the Red River on the Texas-Oklahoma border. And a peek at the radar at the somewhat insane hour of 5 o'clock this morning. The heaviest rain at that point in this state was running from near Moulton down to Oneonta, then over to Attala and Weiss Lake up in northeast Alabama. And we understand this is some of our sky watchers up through there picked up already almost 1 inch of rain just this morning. How about that? And on top of that, we have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for most of North Alabama. That is in effect until 10 o'clock this morning. That's basically north of a line from near Aliceville to Tuscaloosa and Roanoke. That does include Birmingham, Anniston, Gadsden, and Tuscaloosa. And then off to the west, we've got a tornado watch with that convection all the way from around Texarkana to Tupelo. And that includes Greenville and El Dorado, Arkansas. And boy, looking at that thing, you have to be worried about some flooding issues with that band of storms kind of sitting in the same line, not moving all that much. There's our convective outlook for the rest of this today and tonight. A slight risk of severe weather. And again, that's the standard risk all the way from northeastern Texas to the Atlantic coast. The probabilities are higher over the northern and western part of Alabama, back over to the Arklatex region. That's a 30% chance of severe weather within 25 miles of a given point. And, of course, the key is that, will the instabilities increase today after all this morning convection? We'll see. Tomorrow, by golly, much of the state, again, in a slight risk of severe weather. Got a large area off to the west as well, and the higher probabilities tomorrow are centered northwest of Alabama for places like Little Rock, St. Louis, Tulsa, and Paducah, Kentucky. And on day 3, which is Friday, a slight risk of severe weather northwest of the state from near Wichita Falls, Texas, over to Nashville. And again, I'm telling you, the rain has to be watched in terms of flood potential. This is for the next 5 days, valid through Sunday evening at 7 o'clock. But I'm telling you, we could see numbers like that almost today with these storms lined up in the same area there. This is suggesting the heaviest rain over Arkansas and Tennessee. And in our state, the rain tapers off from the north, where you've got potential for 2 to 3 inches, down to about 1 inch in South Alabama. But in this tropical air mass, we're going to see some numbers bigger than that. That's almost a lock. This is the GFS. This is the OZ run, valid at 1 o'clock today. You can see the shortwave here across the deep south. There should be a surface low to the north of us, and a pretty good band of convection slowly dropping south during the course of the day today. And you get the idea. It's going to be a day where we're probably going to have rain-cooled air to the north and very warm air to the south. There's going to be some type of thermal gradient around here that will probably be the focus for new storms this afternoon. And we'll have to watch those, because with those boundaries, the winds can back near the surface and you can get maybe some rotating updrafts. Now, the instability values are fairly high here, but boy, they're just off the chart over Texas. Surface-based case out there over 3,500 joules today. Around here, the values are about 1,500 joules, and the better instabilities will be from Birmingham south. In terms of the helicity, this is the low-level helicity, low-level veering of the winds. They're fair over Alabama. They're greater to the northeast. But that would suggest perhaps if we do see a tornado threat today, the greater chance would be from, say, North Alabama on northeast. And again, it's all going to come down to small-scale boundaries that we just don't know about until later this morning. Now, tomorrow, the models suggest maybe some of the heavier storms dropping down to the south. We're going to stay in a pretty moist environment tomorrow. I think we're just going to mention scattered showers and storms, and based on the lapse rates, some of the storms could be pretty healthy if the sun breaks out for a while. The instabilities are high. And then Friday, the model suggesting that a surface boundary north of here. And what's going to happen? We're going to have these fronts come down here. They stall out. They move back north as a warm front. And understand the actual surface boundaries, those synoptic scale boundaries, sometimes are not the most important ones. It's the outflow boundaries that determine where the storms will form. And again, even though that looks dry, I think we have to mention some risk of scattered showers and storms on Friday. Saturday, the front gets closer, and again, I wouldn't be shocked if we had a thunderstorm mass blow down in here on Saturday, even though that looks fairly dry. So we'll mention the chance of a thunderstorm Saturday, no doubt about that. And then Sunday, the same deal. The front is just north of us, but you have to mention some risk of scattered showers and storms. Will it rain all weekend? Of course not. The sun should be out at times, but I think we'll have to dodge a few storms. Monday of next week, we stay on the southern edge of the westerlies. And down below that, the surface boundary right in here. So you know the deal. Showers and storms a possibility. Tuesday, that front kind of fizzles out while the next one shows up to the north. So again, it's going to be hard to dry us out. When continental air, cool air, forget that. We'll be warm and muggy with occasional rounds of showers and storms. We'll peak out there at the end of the forecast period. This is May the 21st. A cold-looking vortex over eastern Canada. A broad trough off to the west. And again, that puts us in a warm, muggy air mass, if this is right, with some chance of scattered showers and storms. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this morning. We'll have notes on the blog. The next video here by 3:30 or so today, weather permitting. And if you're local to us, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News at 5, 6, and 10. Again, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.